was.
Hello,
Hello,
Gia.
Keisha. I'm joining the program already in progress.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Gia.
Thank you. Welcome,
Welcome.
everyone. Welcome to the Tano. Big
Yes,
Thursday night.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Hello, everybody.
Now, how's it going on your end? I saw
Uh,
that it was like 40 something degrees.
yeah, it's very cold and I have to be it's been a roller coaster of a day, Gia.
Oh my goodness. Weather-wise or in every way?
In every way. I took the
Mhm.
day off. Charlie and I took the day off so we could go to Massachusetts and take Aunt Betty out for lunch.
Oh, Aunt Betty. Okay, Charlie's your brother, just so people
Yep,
know. And
yep.
Aunt Betty's like your 1,000-year-old aunt.
She's 105 and we almost killed her today.
Oh my God, what did you do? You took her out for spicy food or something, or?
Well, we always go to this restaurant that I can't stand. And so today I asked Charlie if we could somehow steer her to another restaurant.
What did you
Uh,
do? Did you kill
well,
her with some vegan restaurant
it
or
it
something?
was it wasn't exactly vegan, but it had a lot more options for somebody who is vegan.
Uh-huh.
and and she was having
Translate difficult. Okay.
yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding, but
No,
what
no,
happened to
that's
poor Aunt
fair.
Betty? What's happened?
Well, we were eating our salads and all of a sudden, and this has happened to her before, she said, like all of a sudden like she can't swallow
Oh,
and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
phlegminess and stuff starts kind of coming
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
because when you're older those muscles or whatever that process is that pulls
Right.
stuff down stops
Right.
working as well,
Yeah.
so is
Yeah.
that
Yeah, they have to be careful.
peristalsis? Is that what it's called? I forget.
I forget, but that's
Mm.
my father eventually. That's what
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's what happened to my mom's mom.
Yeah.
Um, so, of course, she's very distressed and also embarrassed and stuff. And it took about 20 minutes for her to sort of work through this.
Oh, poor Aunt Bet. Oh.
I know, and I I felt like if we had just gone to the usual place, maybe this wouldn't have
Well,
happened,
not necessarily. Was it an unusual food that she couldn't handle or something? Or?
I don't know, it was beets and chicken. I mean, stuff that I think it just every now and then it happens, and
Oh, yeah, yeah,
she said it
yeah,
does sometimes seem to happen when she's out, versus at home. So maybe it has something to do with like just sort of being like not in your natural environment or something.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know,
Or maybe the food that, yeah, just isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a
But
thing. Yeah, and who knew that was a thing? But I found out about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Mhm.
All those
Oh,
processes start to
yeah.
slow down and stop working.
And it
So
really, I mean, honestly, it just comes down to your sphincters. I mean, I don't,
the sphincters, yeah, that's true,
that's
Gia. I
what we're
know
getting at.
maybe
Yeah.
it's once again time to acknowledge our sphincters and
The
how precious
beauty of
they
the
are.
sphincter, and
Yeah.
if we had little ways to like have them do pull-ups and sit-ups and stuff to stay in shape, but
Right, right. Keep
she's
the sphincters
105.
turning.
She's
Yeah.
doing pretty darn good, but
Yeah, yeah, and I felt like, God, we had one job to keep her alive for 2 hours, As soon as we got in the elevator, we looked at each other and like, "We almost killed Aunt Betty."
but to be honest, that could have happened if she'd been eating at home, and not with
Yeah.
somebody. It
Yeah.
just could be the time for that
Well,
to be happening,
yeah,
and
I know, and that got us thinking, like she has one of those life alert things around her neck, I don't know if
yeah,
she like that mean it sort of seems like then she should always keep her door unlocked in case she needs people to rush in and help her, I mean, a
I
lot of
don't
these
know.
things. But
Yeah,
anyway, she said she felt fine when we left, She said she liked
okay.
what she was eating up until the point where
I don't- yeah. Yeah, but I guess they could sometimes, put people on special foods that are
Yeah.
easier to get down, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's
yeah. I think she needs to maybe eat more slowly, take some breaks between each bite, that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
But,
yeah, yeah. We found out about it like kind of. My dad was coughing, but he'd always been coughing. But we realized later, looking back, like, oh, this had been happening for a while with
Mhm.
him,
Mhm.
but we didn't
Yeah.
realize it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is like now we will talk about General Hospital, but
Yeah.
I
This is
got
sort
to
of
see
medical.
like they did a test with him, and this was right
Mhm.
before he passed away.
Mhm.
Um, and I was watching it, and it was awful. Like they had some kind of dye, or I don't know what it was,
Oh,
and
yeah. Yeah.
they showed him trying to swallow, and you could see it
Uh-huh.
not going anywhere,
Wow. Wow. Yeah,
you
that
know.
would be kind of sobering, wouldn't it?
And then it was like, we're sorry,
Mhm.
this is not,
Mhm.
this is like the worst it can be. And
Yeah.
so he'd been
Yeah.
aspirating for a while, and it's
Mhm.
just awful.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, but anyway, I'm sorry that Betty had that experience.
Yeah.
But you were with her to, get her through it. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah, and it was a nice restaurant.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
They probably
so
don't want you
anyway
back, but
I know, I mean, it was I don't know if anybody else knew what was happening really,
oh, yeah.
but, there was a woman at a table near us who seemed like she was sort of concerned, but,
Mm,
you know. Anyway,
yeah.
Gia, sorry about
Anyway,
that,
okay.
everybody,
We're
sorry.
sorry about that, but shall we, before we dive into our plot, keeping on
Mhm.
the theme of health related
Yeah.
um,
Mhm.
information, I just wanted to put it out there that we are all pulling for Kirsten Storms, whatever is going on.
Yeah, I only saw a little headline and I didn't I almost felt like it was an invasion of her privacy to click on it and read, what was
Well,
happening, but
I did. I mean, I didn't read it. I just got the gist of, and it
yeah,
sounds like we don't know what's happening. Of course, we're all
right.
just guessing,
Yeah.
but it sounds like possibly some kind of mental health crisis happening, or
Mhm.
could be something related to medications, or could be something related
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
what procedure she had had recently, or anyway,
Yeah.
she's in a
Mhm.
bad way apparently, and hopefully she's getting help, and
Mhm.
um we are
Yeah.
all pulling for her to be well, and
Yeah. Mhm. Definitely. Yeah. We
healthy,
love
and
her. Yes.
back on the
Mhm.
show, because I'd been thinking, like, gosh, they brought her back, and we haven't seen her in quite a while,
Mhm. Yeah, I had seen a couple of her posts where she was talking about this stalker situation or whatever.
Right, right, and
Um,
it's like, and that certainly could be happening.
yeah, yeah, I know, right, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean somebody's
Exactly.
so,
Right,
yeah,
right.
that's a tough one because you want people to believe you, and it makes you
Right,
so much
right.
worse, but, yeah.
But anyway, it sounds like it doesn't sound to me like the ex-husband, whose name escapes me right now, but
Yeah, Brandon Barish, who's
yeah, who used to be on
another one of
hospital.
our, old faves
Yeah.
from General Hospital.
But because at first I was like, what, a restraining, but it sounds more like he put something in motion to get some help,
Uh-huh.
basically,
Yeah,
is what it
I
sounded
think
like.
right, it did seem like they had a pretty good relationship, I
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So hopefully she's getting that
Mhm.
help, and we
Yeah.
miss her, and we wish her well. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's what everybody's been saying online too, which is nice. It's not
Mhm.
like, oh
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I
right.
didn't see anything negative. Everybody was just very concerned.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Gia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know if you'd seen, because I know you're not on there much, but
It was on
anyway.
Instagram, there was something on
Ah,
Instagram about
yeah,
it, yeah.
yeah.
Um, but, yeah, okay, so
Okay, so enough health stuff and enough
mhm,
depressing stuff. Let's get to
mhm.
Port Charles. What's going on? What happened
Alright,
Tuesday?
well, okay, so yeah, there are 3 days, so this is where we kind of, start with whatever's sorta, like, stuck with us, and for
Okay.
me, couple of things, although I think, what happened sort of Wednesday and Thursday knocked out what had been bothering me from Tuesday.
All right. Well, what's bothering you from Tuesday?
Well, I got it's a guy named Curtis.
Oh, see, this is where I would have been like, that stuck out with me. Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, well, so yeah, he's still bent on, pinning this thing on Isaiah, you know.
Yep.
So he's chasing after people and everybody he talks to, he has to bring it up, he has to try to like make his case. And I was
Yeah.
very grateful to both Michael and Laura for
Yeah.
trying to sort of challenge this
Yeah.
point of
Like talk,
view.
like, dude, like, to take just step back a little bit and listen to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, they were
Yeah.
very diplomatic, so I'm not sure he
Yeah.
really got the message, but at least they tried. Especially Laura, I thought did a really good
Yeah.
job of, like, calling him out on it, but still maintaining this, like, friendly sort of
Right.
supportive
Yeah. In
vibe,
her
you know?
Laura way. But I did feel
Yeah.
like by the time he gets to the elevator, all of that will have been erased from his head and he'll be back
Yeah,
to,
yeah, right. Because
yeah.
he was still, like, talking to Justine, and asking her if there'd been any developments, so, I mean, I guess that was before he talked to Laura. I'm
I
getting
think so.
my
Yeah. I think you're
timeline
right. But
confused, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna let this go. Um, but yeah, I don't know what it's all about either. Is it just like his way of distracting himself from like this new reality that he and
I
Jordan are
think it's
facing?
just the writer's way of destroying a character fully.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
character that
okay,
we used to
yeah,
kind of like.
yep.
Um,
Mhm.
I know. I don't know. I guess. Yeah. I guess. I mean, I understand that impulse in situations to lay blame and to get it
Mhm,
away from yourself.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but everybody at least is acknowledging that the person that caused the accident ultimately was Jordan. I mean, some could
Yeah.
argue that it was Jordan and Curtis because she wasn't,
Mhm.
kissing
Mhm.
herself
Right,
alone.
right, yeah. Yeah, definitely, he had an equal part in that.
Um,
Mhm.
but so at least that's being acknowledged. But this whole
Mhm.
like somehow things would have been so different if the person had
Mhm.
stopped, and he won't even. I was glad Laura brought up the fact that maybe the person wasn't even aware there had been an
Right,
accident.
right.
And
Yeah. Mhm.
um, but yeah, I don't know, and I don't like I. And is it just the fact that he's trying to pin it on Isaiah? Is that residual feelings for
Mhm.
Portia somehow? That's
I was thinking that too. I mean, it seems like that's buried in there somewhere.
yeah.
Um,
And now,
but
of course, they've thrown in the whole, oh, Isaiah has
yeah,
scraped his
I know.
car, and it's like,
Meanwhile, like in this parallel
yeah,
universe, Isaiah is making himself look more guilty.
yeah. And I
Uh,
just hate the whole thing. I heard him,
mhm.
say that, and I was like, oh no, it's like,
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, so I don't know
um,
where this is gonna end, but it's
but
all
I don't like any of it. Although
no.
I did, how I did been saying maybe if Jordan was talking to Justine about,
Mhm.
oh, I feel vain and
Yeah, yeah.
shallow, but
Right, right. Mhm.
what's really bothering me is the thought of being scarred,
Mhm.
and they actually, and thus it came to pass.
Yes,
Um,
exactly that. Yep.
so that was somewhat satisfying to me.
Mhm. Mhm, and I also thought that that hoodie that Justine gave her looked lovely. It
Was
looked like
kind of
a great
nice. It
it
did
looked
look
like a
soft.
great
Yeah.
color for her, yeah, so,
Yeah.
that was nice.
I think this whole thing I think if makeup had like maybe it really exaggerated
Mhm. Yeah.
and made her face like lumpy and swollen and
Yeah, yeah, there was no
oozing and just
swelling,
something
yeah.
that was hard to look at. Because looking at stunning Jordan
Right, right.
with slight discoloration and a little line, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, like you're
She looks
still
fine.
stunning Jordan. Yeah, you look
Yeah.
fine. You're still
Uh-huh.
gonna like be
Yeah.
the most beautiful creature in any room, you
Yep.
know.
Mhm.
So I mean, I just wonder if we'd be feeling differently if we had like oozing burn sores, and like they could do that, right? Like they could
Yeah.
have
Sure. Sure. Mhm.
because it's like, really, like this just doesn't seem all that
Yeah.
um
Yeah. I know.
um
That's a tough one.
even like my husband, who's old school, years ago
Mhm.
he had what he was concerned about was some kind of skin cancer on his arm, and he
Mm.
convinced our little local doctor in little old Winterport to just cut it out with, like, I don't know, a
That sounds like
pen
him.
knife that he had with him, because I can't remember what insurance we were sporting at the time, but he was like, don't, if you send me to somewhere, they're gonna try. And he was like, so they
Yeah.
just did it, in the office that day.
Uh-huh. God.
He had a way worse scar. I was like, really? Like, his whole arm
Yeah.
was flayed
Uh-huh.
open, you know. I was
Oh
like,
my god.
seriously, you know,
Uh-huh.
like so
Wow.
that was way worse than anything they're showing on Jordan. It eventually did kind of heal up. And I don't
Mhm.
think they even sent it anywhere to see if. I think they just were like, we'll just cut it out of there.
Yep, yep.
Put a
Huh.
little bag balm on.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you could get a doctor now to do something like that, you
I
know?
hope not.
Maybe a vet.
Was this really yeah, exactly. Was this a doctor?
I think it was like old Doc Rocker or something like
He's
that. I can't even remember.
like the doctor on The Simpsons.
There was a very old doctor that they named one of the schools after there,
Mm,
old Doc
mhm.
Wagner, and you could like he was still alive when we first moved there, and if you didn't have insurance or whatever, you had what pneumonia, you could just show up and he'd take you down to his basement and give you a shot of penicillin with like this 20-inch long needle.
Why did
Be
he
like,
have to do
gonna
that in
be
the basement?
I don't know, but it was all very, it was like, oh, and he'd be like, $10 or something like that. It was just like,
Oh, wow.
it was so old school.
That's I think this is beyond old school. That's like medieval.
Illegal or something. I don't
Medi
know, but
Oh, boy.
you
Oh.
know, and I got the sense that people might show up with like eggs or something, and just
Yeah.
barter for a
Yeah,
little
right,
health care.
right. Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Anyway, sorry, I'm going off topic, but don't you think like if they actually made Jordan like somebody that you kind of winced when you looked at her, where you were like, no, no, it's not that bad, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and you could tell everybody was lying.
Yeah, then
Mm,
it might be. Then we might feel a little different. But so she's
mhm.
not even like swollen or anything. It's just
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in a way, it seems like Curtis is using this Isaiah thing to avoid her, you know? I mean, he
oh, that would be
he's
interesting if they said if like Curtis was the one that had a real problem with how she looked.
yeah, I mean, in a way, it does seem like that because, like, we said, like, that one of the first things he said was, "We'll get you a plastic surgeon," you
Wouldn't
know?
that make him just a total freaking knob if that was the
Yeah,
way they made
it
it?
would, it would. It certainly would, yeah.
But that would
So
be an interesting storyline if somebody would just like, I know it's wrong, but I can't get past it.
yeah, yeah, right, right. We also had and I don't know how this is gonna play out, but Portia, talking to Lucas about getting a plastic surgeon that he knows to work
Yeah, I felt like
Jordan in.
Jordan's not going to take kindly to Portia sticking her beak in. Do you?
Yeah, I don't know what we're supposed to think there. Like, are we believing? I think I'm believing that Portia's trying to do this out of the goodness of her heart. Like, she
I
doesn't have
think
an
so.
agenda.
I
Um,
think so. Like they've turned Portia into like the grown up in the room now.
yeah, right, right.
Interestingly. Um
Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff, a lot of little tentacles to this
oh yeah, and
family.
the other thing that that
Trina.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Trina and Portia have a lunch or whatever at the
Yeah.
at Bobby's,
Uh-huh. Mhm.
and Trina in this really tone deaf manner is going
Right.
on about Jordan and how
Yeah.
horrible she feels. It's like
Uh-huh.
that just seems so like insensitive to me.
Yeah, exactly. I that
Like she was
was
like practically like, oh, I just can't believe the world is still spinning and Jordan is so
yeah.
disabled. And it's like she's not.
No,
She's
she's
not,
really
you
not.
know.
Right, and and almost it implies that Portia's selfish for wanting to, like, take care of what she actually needs to do,
Yeah,
before
and then
the
this
baby
this
comes.
idiotic business about the decorating in the nursery.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I think was it Trina even said at one point that and one day, Jordan and Dad are planning on the nursery, and it's like,
Mhm.
do you think that's gonna sound right to your mother who's having the baby? Like that.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they've all acknowledged that
Mhm,
both Portia and Isaiah are gonna be part of this baby's life. It's inevitable,
mhm.
but still, wouldn't
Yep.
you have the sense to not throw that in your mother's face?
Yeah, I thought Trina was well, it feels weird also that she's extending so much compassion to Jordan. I
Yeah.
mean, not just like beyond like what she feels for her mother, but also like everything like she and Kai know about like Willow and stuff like that. She's hasn't really shown any compassion for Michael.
No,
And
that's true.
I know
Yeah.
I keep
Yeah.
harping on that, but it's just
I
weird
know.
how
Yeah, you
she's
need to get over it.
I'll try, but yeah, I can't
The whole
understand
concealing a
Trina.
murder, an attempted murder.
I know, that's my problem, I'll work through it. But, yeah, I don't know what's happening with Trina, she's another character that's very difficult to get behind these days.
But we both know that Michael knows. Of course, this is just one of many
Mhm,
um, murders, but he
mhm.
knew directly that his father murdered.
Yeah,
What's his name?
your boy Jagger.
Jagger. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jaguar.
mhm.
Um, and somehow we were fine with Michael knowing that and
Well,
covering it
that's
and
true,
never.
yeah, because nobody really misses Jagger. But no, that's true. That's true. Uh,
And I don't bring that up to like be a jerk, although I am a jerk, but just like just like isn't it interesting that we're more angry with Trina and Kai? Because
Mhm.
I am too. I
Yeah,
just kind of forget about it. But
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm selective also in who I have compassion for.
yeah,
Um,
that's what's
and
neat about us.
we are neat, aren't we?
Selectively compassionate.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and so yeah, okay, so we also had the whole Willow sort of flitting about town. And I like when Isaiah called her office and she's like beaming, I was like, how does she know Isaiah? And then I remembered, oh yeah, she used to work at the hospital. She was a
Yeah,
nurse.
right, right. It is kind of hard to. Yeah, yeah,
You
right.
know? But it seemed also weird that he would call her personal line. Um, I mean, maybe they were friendly enough that's no big deal.
Yeah,
Uh, but to talk to Kai, and what do you think is going on there? Is that anything like? It seemed like it was such a big deal for him to get Kai to the hospital to
I
visit
don't
with the
know.
little
Did they
boy.
just have this incredibly cute little boy and they wanted to work him in? Like, oh my god,
Yeah, maybe,
he's so
maybe.
cute. We got to work him in
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Um, but I do kind of like. I like seeing. I mean, maybe I just don't want to see Trina anymore, which is sad. But
Mhm. It is
I
sad.
like seeing Kai sort of on his own
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, I do too,
Like
like,
I
having
like
a
him
whole
like
life.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and
like
I
I
was
liked him with that little boy. So I don't know
right,
if that
right.
was significant, but
Yeah, I know, I was thinking, is this maybe sort of awakening something in him, like, realizing that he still does have, like, this capacity to help people, you know?
yeah.
Um,
Um, yeah, I don't
mm.
know. And that may have just been fluff that they threw in
It
because
might have been, yeah, I don't know.
or will it develop?
Yeah.
But back to Willow. How did you like the stuff between Willow and Elizabeth at the hospital?
I, I like how Willow's face was just sort of blank initially when Elizabeth's all excited about this whole like eye
Yeah,
tracing
yeah.
technology,
Elizabeth was great too.
and
Yeah,
she's like Willow's completely blindsided, if you will, and comes up with this sort of lame explanation for why that's not a good idea.
yeah. That was like, oh man, that was like, yeah. Elizabeth's like, okay. Uh,
Yeah, I know, trying not to push, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But and she had to think on the spot, Willow, and it like that was the
yeah,
best we could come up with, and
yeah, not great,
didn't
not
she didn't
great.
buy it. I just feel like Elizabeth's going to be starting to put things together all on stories all over town,
All
basically.
over town, yeah,
Yeah,
and I liked how when Elizabeth was sort of recounting this to Lucas, and he's like, maybe she just doesn't wanna hear what Drew has to say,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know? And that seemed to set like, flick a switch in Elizabeth's noggin, like, "Huh, maybe."
yeah. Right.
Maybe there is more to
Maybe
this.
the compassionate, loving wife is maybe not as
Yeah.
devoted as
Yeah. Right. So I'm
so.
thinking maybe Elizabeth's gonna find some way to get back to into that house and,
That would be something. And then like Willow comes in and catches him with the eye
with the
board or whatever. And, yeah.
yeah, what would she
And then
do?
she's gonna have to inject Elizabeth with some stuff.
Of just like a gallery of people
Yeah,
who
or
are
put her in
locked
the
in.
basement, pull an Alexis or
Yeah.
something and put her in the
Yeah.
basement and
Uh-huh.
yeah, but so that's good. I'm glad. I feel like we're getting some movement on a few storylines, which is
Yeah, yeah, we are, that's true.
good. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So okay, anything and also then Willow goes to see Nina, and uh she seemed like what she wasn't as upset with Nina as she should have been. I thought that Nina didn't give her a heads up.
Needed and didn't give her a heads up about it. Yeah. Well, for
Yeah.
some reason, Nina thought she like covered the whole thing. It's like, no, it's fine. Like, really?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nina's just like so freaking twitchy when things are, it's
I
like
know.
anybody would have been like, what the hell's up with her? So
Yeah, I know. She can't handle much more of this, I don't think.
yeah. But so
Um
now they're just going to somehow find this awesome dirt on Drew, which
I that's
what would
yeah,
it
that's
be?
their
Yeah.
solution,
Yeah.
He won't of
Yeah.
course, he'll never tell anybody what happened if they have enough dirt on him. Um,
Yeah. Which it would have to be like a murder or something at this point for
yeah, it would
him to
have to be
not.
pretty bad.
Yeah, for him to not reveal what happened to
Mhm.
him.
Right,
Um,
right. But also, I didn't at some point, didn't Sidwell say to Drew that he was gonna have him killed or something? Didn't he
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
he
him
did. Yeah, he
dying?
did threaten him. Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I
So
think
I
he
don't
was.
think
Yeah,
Sidwell's plan is for Drew to like miraculously,
recover,
you
but he
know?
didn't apparently share that with Willow, because
No, maybe not. Yeah, right. Maybe she thinks this is just like a temporary thing, so she could take his place, in
and
Congress.
she's not going to want to give that up either. Like if she
Yeah,
lets him,
right.
she's going to somehow try to, because she is enjoying the darn hecky out of that
Yeah,
job and all
yeah.
the pantsuits and the eye makeup, and it's all like.
Yep, yep, yep,
And she's
yep.
like feeling it, it's like she's actually getting
Mhm.
stuff done. And
Yeah, yeah. She's
yeah,
not spending a lot of time with these children that she seems
yeah, I
to.
haven't seen them in ages,
Yeah.
any of
Mhm.
them. Yeah,
They're going to
but
Disneyland.
we have seen Phoebe.
We have seen Phoebe, who continues to be probably the most easygoing little baby.
She's a charmer. Yeah. I
Mm,
don't think she was actually
that
in
little
the stroller in the
right.
park that day. I feel like we were being fooled with just excellent acting chops.
On
as
Brooklyn's
he
part.
emoted towards the baby.
Yes, yes, uh-huh. Mhm.
But that's another storyline that I really hate.
Yep, I agree.
All of it,
Quite
everything about it.
everything about it. I know, and, although it's interesting now that, like, Michael saw, Chase bring that very large bouquet of
Oh
flowers
yeah,
to Willow, um, and Chase was so proud of himself in this gesture.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I what did you think of Michael's new plan?
Well, I just don't know what is he just gonna start blasting Barry White every time? Like how will
That would
he
work on me.
facilitate?
Have you
It
heard Barry
has. Yeah, have you heard what I just got envisioning it like when he was telling it today to Carly, and I was like, well,
Mm.
I get where you're going with this, but what do you think that you can do to nudge, this along? I guess somehow arrange for, like, I don't know, pull strings for them to be alone together or something, or I don't know what
Gia,
he
it's
would.
Barry White and the Love Unlimited Orchestra. There's no way Willow's gonna be able to resist that.
But how will he get them? Like, will he just be like, oh, Chase, I just left Willow and she had that damsel in distress thing going on. You better go check on her, or what? Like what? How will
Yeah,
Michael cause anything to
yeah.
happen?
I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that they're not going to have any idea he's the one that sort of threw them together. Like they'll be stuck in an elevator or something
Will
together,
it,
you
or will
know?
it be like, another stormy night in a cabin?
Right,
Or
right.
I mean,
Or
somebody mentioned the
fireworks.
4th of July. Yeah,
Exactly. You set off
yeah,
the fireworks. Yep. Yep.
right.
You know what
So,
happens with Willow and fireworks.
yeah, whew, I, I don't know. What do you think about, like, when Carly brought up, like, would you do that to Brooklyn? You
Right,
know,
right. Yeah, I know. At first, I was very much like sort of against this plan, and I'm still thinking like Michael should be a bit classier than that. But then I thought, Chase is kind of a dick when it comes to this Willow situation. I feel like
yeah,
he
yeah.
probably could be pushed to cheat on Brooklyn, and maybe it is good for her to
Maybe it's like
find
for the
that out.
best to
I don't
see.
know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But then at the same time, I feel like if Michael never got this idea and never tried what he's going to try, Chase probably would have been faithful to Brooklyn,
yeah.
forever.
It's really hard to because Brooklyn and Chase have worked through a lot of stuff and been
Yeah,
great about
yeah.
being open and
Mhm,
talking to each other and talking
mhm.
through.
Yeah.
So it does seem a little bit like, I mean, a lot of people will make a bad choice in a moment,
Right, right, exactly. Yeah.
um, and should that
Mhm.
define their life? I don't know.
Right. Yeah,
So I feel like
yeah.
it is a little cruel to Brooklyn to
It is. I know.
try to
I would think.
engineer this love affair.
Yeah, you would think Michael would care more about Brooklyn and her,
Yeah.
well-being and, this little sort of scheme to
Why do you
take down
think
Willow.
Why do you think Willow, when the scene where Michael came to Willow's office also and they
Mhm.
kind of
Mhm.
had their discussion of the kids and vacation, like
Mhm.
why was Willow being so agreeable and easy to work with there? Like, is that an
Yeah.
angle of some kind?
Well, yeah, I had to search my mind because I think I think
Did you
she
find anything?
not much, nope.
Just
A
a
lot
few,
of there
like
was a lot
couple
of
tumbleweeds
echoing.
blowing through.
Yep, yep. But didn't she have a conversation with Nina after she sort of exploded at Jacinda or whatever, whenever that happened? And it seemed like Nina convinced her, she can't like stir things up because if they go, back to court or whatever, it might not go well for Willow. Wasn't there something like that? Like
Yeah, probably,
I know.
maybe.
I mean, I think she helped her realize that that could go
Okay, so it
badly,
was just still trying to protect her own
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bacon
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I think that's all that is. But yeah. So yeah, we got to see a lot of sort of new people from new angles, including Jack. Jack, if just when he thought he couldn't be
Oh,
more pathetic, now he's even more
yeah. I did
pathetic.
kind of enjoy that scene with he and Josh today. I
Oh,
know
Josh,
that's,
how mean was that though for Josh to do that, both to him and
I
to her
know, but
mom?
I wanted her to poke her head back in the door after she left, just poke her head back in the door and go, bazinga, you know, like,
Like maybe I'm kidding, maybe I'm not.
no, like, just like burned you so bad,
Yeah, she
you know.
really did. She really did burn him very badly. Poor.
Because I thought that was great. You didn't like it?
Well, no, no, I
No,
continue. I do not like Joss right now.
I
She's
do
still,
not like Josh, Sam. I am.
yeah, she's just strutting around town, like she owns the place. And I feel like, like when she was talking to Nina, and trying to get information about Nathan, I thought she's so like I don't know, obvious,
Like a spy.
like a very obvious spy. But then, of course, she starts to like invoke Dex's name, and plays on Nina's
I
sympathy
had to
there.
think so hard. I was like, oh, wait, what happened to
Dex.
Dex again? Yeah. Like, I knew he was immediately, but I was like, wait, I couldn't remember how he met his end. Um, and I felt like that was such a reach to be like, and I thought of Maxie and Nathan, and
Yeah, that started to
I was
get a
like,
little convoluted, you know? She's like,
Yeah,
"Why
yeah,
was their romance so epic?" or something, and it's like, you just finished saying that Nathan picked Lulu. It felt like a little bit like it was clunky there.
yeah, but it worked.
I guess ultimately it did work on Nina, but at the
She's a little
same
bit of
time,
an easy mark,
she
but
is an easy mark, and she is kind of a softie even to be that
yeah,
compassionate toward Josh, you know?
yeah,
Um, but at the same time, like, Nathan's radar is up, Liesel's radar is up, you know? So they all know that Joss is up to something, and now Britt told Nathan that Joss is WSB, right?
yep,
So,
yep.
I don't know what that does to the equation.
Yeah, I know. And sleeper. She's a sleeper, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do like though that things are moving along on the whole thing. It's like finally we're gonna look into Nathan's 7 years and
Right,
get to
yeah,
the bottom of him
yeah,
not being Nathan. Like finally somebody's getting.
mhm,
And that,
yeah.
it kind of reminds me, we had the big yelling scene between
Oh, Nathan and Lulu.
Not Nathan and Lulu. How'd you enjoy that?
I enjoyed that. I thought Nathan I liked this Nathan kind of, 'cause Uh, I think he does have genuine feelings for Lulu, and I think he does feel like it's his responsibility to protect Rocco. I also like that he didn't let Lulu trash Brit in this
Yeah, I was like,
situation.
Jesus, Lulu. Like
Yeah,
no
yeah.
matter what, that's his sister. It's still his
He
sister, even though he's
It's
not
still
Nathan.
his sister, and she's really not, like, she's not accounting for Rocco's sort of part in like, following her. She didn't hypnotize him or anything, you know?
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, I was kind of like, okay, he's holding the line here. He's being a
Yeah,
little firm with her,
yeah,
and
yeah.
um,
We
yeah,
don't
she
really
was annoying.
She was, and we don't see that kind of, like, sort of reaction from anybody very often when they're sort of, like, strong and, you know, I don't think he wasn't really arguing with her, but it was coming out of a place of, like, caring about her,
Yeah,
you know?
he was firm. He was
Yeah,
very firm about the whole
yeah,
thing, and
yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was good.
but
What did
I do think that also put Lulu's antenna up because it
Mm.
was like the Nathan she knew would have never.
Right, right. He was so much more mild-mannered.
Yeah, I don't think he would have ever like raised his voice at all like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Right, right.
He's
Although
he's kind of a golden retriever, really,
he
ultimately.
was, he was a sweet, sweet, gentle man. But I think that, like, the fear of what Cullum is capable of, that all of that is real. So there's
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah,
It's not a bad thing that he's being that way, but
right, right.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that
Mhm.
Lulu's gonna go,
Yeah.
you know.
Right, right. Uh, so yeah, um, and his idea of sending Rocco away, of course, you know, that would be the thing to do.
Yeah, and Rocco, it's like Rocco's like a moth to a flame. Like I was just
Yeah.
looking at Cullum. I was just trying to feel.
I just wanna stand in his room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also thinking about some of the fashions that we saw.
Okay. Okay, go ahead,
And I
Gina.
was thinking about it in light of you have an upcoming interview, right?
Maybe,
Or has
potentially.
that already happened? It
No,
hasn't
no,
happened
no,
yet.
no interview. It's not a guarantee that I would get interviewed for this job.
Okay, well, if you do,
Yeah.
Trina had an ensemble the other day that I think would work on the sort of body board member that the one
Oh,
that's
right, the
been
one that likes to
cupping your
touch.
buttocks. Yeah. Um, do you remember the other day she was wearing like a little denim skirt that had
Yeah, yeah, it was,
little
like,
plaid thing
frayed. Yeah,
sewn on the
yeah. Right,
bottom?
right, yeah,
Yeah,
do you
with
think
the kind of a little
Mhm,
girly top on it. Yeah,
mhm. Okay. Uh-huh.
I think
That's
you're
a
a
good
shoo-in if you wear that.
So, well, I was talking to my brother
Because
about
it
this.
has a little bit of a naughty librarian, the sort of
Yeah, yeah.
flirty, like plaid, which
Mhm,
is all
mhm.
business, but then the
Right.
denim and the cut to the muff aspect of it.
Right, right. You think that would help me negotiate a higher salary if it came to
I
that?
think so. I mean, if you can maybe arrange it so it's only that woman doing the interview, the other
She'd
people
be
would be like, "Uh-oh,
I know, she'd be like, "You 2 can go get a cup of coffee. I've got this."
I've got this."
Sounds
Oh,
like the
sorry. I just
beginning of, like, a girl on girl porn or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and then the
Mm.
I don't
Yeah.
know, whatever the music is. We've talked about that. We don't
Yeah.
know what the music is. But it reminded me I did kinda like that skirt though, because there was a trend when I was in college
Mhm.
where we would and I don't think I ever did this myself. I think I
Mhm.
had some, but we'd rip apart jeans and turn them into
Mhm.
skirts, and you'd sew a
Oh,
big
yeah, yeah,
triangle of
right, right,
material in the middle.
the V part, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you remember those? Did you have
I
one?
do. I didn't have one, but I do remember those, yeah.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
all very bohemian in those days.
Weren't we? Yeah. Mhm.
Anyway, I like the
Yeah.
mixture of materials.
Mhm. Sure. Okay. Well, yeah, thanks. That's a good aside. That's
Sure,
that's
sure.
good
Just
information.
solid,
Yeah.
stuff for you.
Content. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Okay, you
Um,
can go back to plot now. That's just a fashion shout out. I
all
don't know
right.
if we
Yeah,
had
we
any other
have
big fashion standouts.
fashion standouts.
Oh, and
Yeah.
Justine had a cool dress on, another sort of
Yeah. Yeah, she
plaid
looks
but
good.
sexy.
Yeah, right, right. Um, yeah, she's been sort of likable lately, I guess.
Yeah, we're seeing a little more of her, not
Mhm.
just as the ADA, but
Right, or with Sunny, which we don't really care
yeah,
for
which
that
we do not
that
care
side of her. Um, let's see. Yeah, we're jumping all over the place. I don't want to
for. Oh,
miss
sorry.
anything.
Yeah.
No, 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 that's my fault. We had going back to the Brooklyn storyline, Tracy yelling at her again, you know.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't like that. I
No,
like Tracy's was steering her wrong this time.
I think so. She's not it's kind of like Rocco, like the way everybody's handling Rocco.
Yeah,
Like to let somebody sort of process their emotions or they're just ticking packages, you know?
yeah. Ticking
Um,
bitches.
yeah.
uh,
But,
oh, before I forget it, I've
mhm.
got a good line that I want to talk about, but
Oh,
let's finish
some
up
good
with
lines. Yeah, there were some
yeah,
good lines. Yeah.
yeah.
We haven't talked about, one of my favorite people in lines yet, but, just before we leave that topic, I was thinking it would be nice if Brooklyn could confide in somebody like Ned, who I think would keep her secret for her if that's what they decided to do, but he might give her a little more room, to sort
Yeah,
of
a little better counsel than Tracy's
yeah,
giving right now.
yeah, and I know that's, like, just not very soap opera-y to, do that. They like to force a person into a situation that and then just make it worse, you know?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I wish you had somebody else who could sort of
And
guide her.
I still feel like if she had followed her impulse and come forward immediately, I feel like
Yeah,
it would have reflected better on her. And now all
definitely.
this
Yeah.
time's gone by and it's like, well, that just
Mhm.
looks, guiltier
Yeah,
than hell,
right, and getting the car fixed secretly,
Yeah, all of it like screams
Yeah.
like I did know and it
Mhm,
felt guilty and
mhm.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, so it's all very bad. It's all very bad for Brooklyn, and then the whole baby thing, like, with Alexis telling her, all the scrutiny they'll be
Yeah, that
under.
you're gonna be yeah, yeah. And so we're
She
just gonna
Brooklyn
see
yeah.
anguished face
Oh, yeah,
Brooklyn
she's just
for
gonna be a nervous wreck, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, before we go on to, any of the more recent things, I did wanna say, for once, I liked Christina when she was talking to Lucas
Okay.
about Marco and, what
Oh, yeah, the like a memorial kind of idea.
yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was a little bit out of left field and not really, even, like, her talking about her organization, her nonprofit, like, as far as I knew, that was gone, you know? when
Yeah,
that
or she'd handed it over to somebody else or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
so when she starts talking about it again, it's like, "Why haven't we heard that this was still a
I
thing?"
know. I know there's
You
a
know?
continuity problem, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, but I thought this was, like, the first time she seemed genuinely to wanna help somebody and, help Lucas, because I think that that would help Lucas, and nobody else seems to really be that sensitive towards what he's going through, you
Yeah.
know?
I don't like that they throw in these, like, details that you're like, "Oh, you just made that up on the
The
spot." The
tennis, yeah,
tennis.
the tennis
Yeah,
thing,
I was
I
like, "Oh,
know.
come on,"
Yeah, I know,
like,
yeah, so
find
it was
something that was
right,
somewhere, you know,
right,
in the
yeah,
plot already so it
mhm.
makes sense,
Yeah,
but
I mean, I know it wasn't perfect, but I thought it was a nice little bit of
yeah, it showed her in
growth
a
on
little
her part.
nicer light. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, um, so anyway, should we talk about, your favorite lines?
Yeah, and now I can't for the life of me remember who said it, but there was a line about not having to eat. Oh, it was Liesel.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, yeah, those compressed chicken pieces or
com
whatever she said.
compressed chicken bits. I was like, "That's fantastic." I kinda wondered if she made that up herself on the spot or if they actually
Yeah,
wrote
it
that
seemed
line
like
for
she
her.
could have. The only part I wish that hadn't happened before that was when she said they'd serve the kids hamburgers and hot dogs. Because if anything's compressed bits, it's a hot
I know,
dog,
I
you know?
was like, "Why did she say that and then complain
Yeah,
about, like,
yeah,
chicken
yeah,
nuggets?" Because
yeah.
it's on par with what she'd already.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah.
been funnier if she wanted to serve the kids, like, something fancier than hamburgers and hot dogs, you
Right, yeah,
know?
like, well, and we'll have tapas or something like
Yeah.
that, you know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
whatever
but
you tried to make your poor Aunt Betty eat today.
it was like a some sort of a grain bowl.
God. Oh my god. Jeez.
But yeah, yeah, Liesel had some good stuff there. I liked when she was talking about, like, she had a vision for this party for James, you know?
Yeah, and I like that everybody wants James to have a lovely day. That's a nice.
Yeah, yeah, that
They
is
all did
nice.
gather for that, but
Mhm. Yeah.
on the compressed chicken bits thing, I watched
Mhm.
a segment. It was a PBS show, and
Mhm.
about somebody that's engineering. Um, it's real chicken, but it's like lab grown chicken meat.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've heard about stuff like that. I don't know what
Isn't it
the
crazy, huh?
it's
Like
crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, I
it's
don't that
not
feels
it's not marketable at the moment because it's like still
uh-huh.
be hundreds of dollars per serving, you know.
Yeah, it just seems weird. Like, how is that ever I don't know. I don't know. But
So I
yeah.
just wondered where you stood on it because last time we talked about me giving you a cow so that you can enjoy
Milk.
cream and cheese. And then I
And I
thought,
would
if I could grow chicken for you in a lab
well,
and
that
send
would
you big styrofoam containers of lab grown
lab-grown
chicken.
chicken. Well, I wonder what would they call it? Would they call it chicken or something else?
I don't know, Spricken or I don't
Frickin'
know. But I was like, really, somebody's dedicating their life to this.
weird,
And I was
isn't
like,
it?
okay, I kind of like the impulse to,
Mhm.
to save the chickens.
Right, right.
Um,
Mhm.
but would they just let them free? Or would we just not have chickens in the world? Like I got thinking about like
Huh?
chickens are just existing now for people to eat,
Right, right,
and so
right. Yeah,
would that just eliminate chickens from the earth?
uh-huh.
I
Hmm.
don't know. It's all puzzling to me, and I didn't know how I felt about like would I eat this chicken? Like chicken
Uh-huh.
wasn't one of my favorite
No, mine
things
neither.
to begin
Mhm,
with,
mhm.
but they were like people cannot pass up chicken, there.
Right, right, yeah.
And there are people like that, and one of them's
Mhm.
out
You
in
live
the
with
other
them.
room.
One of
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, but it just strikes me that people like we all are get very contorted in our effort to not
Mhm.
like use the animal world, and then you end up like lab grown meat. Like what? I don't know. Anyway, okay, sorry. Let's. I'm way off. Way off.
Yeah,
Bring me
but,
back to Port Charles.
okay, okay, I'll
I won't
try.
send you a cow or any lab grown chicken.
Okay, I do like the look of chickens just wandering around a yard, but I don't know if
Yeah,
they're safe like that, from predators, so
Oh, no, probably not. But
No.
down Key West and stuff, I mean, there are
Mhm,
areas where they are kind of
mhm.
free. Um,
Yeah, they look so cute when they're just wandering around pecking at the
yeah.
dirt.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. One of my favorite lines was when Valentine was with Carly and she said, if Michael did see you, he wouldn't tell anybody. And he's like, yeah, because if I'd have to kill him.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, that was funny. Yeah. I mean, it's
and
not
I,
funny to say you're gonna kill somebody, but
right, right,
it
right.
was funny the way he said it.
It was funny the way he said it. Yeah, yeah. And I did like their little moments together, when, when they were talking about Jack and she was afraid he wouldn't mind, killing Jack or having Jack
Yeah.
killed. Um, but then she said she didn't wanna lose him basically after now that she'd
Yeah, he
already lost.
almost got her to say,
Yeah, yeah,
because
uh-huh,
yeah, she's
right.
really whooped on him, isn't she?
I think so, yeah, I think so,
I
'cause
hope
yeah.
we find out that he's just as whooped on her.
I think we've seen hints of that,
Signs
definitely.
of that, the
Right,
jealousy and
yeah, yeah, the jealousy, yeah, yeah, so, yeah, I think they're pretty balanced in their feelings for each other. Um, I was a little sorry that Lucas spilled those beans to Joss and that she immediately used that. I know it was fun
I
for
don't know,
her.
what do you think did she have a goal in is she just trying to keep, Brennan away from her mother? Like, was she
Maybe, yeah.
trying to keep Brennan away in an effort to make sure that Valentine
Mm,
isn't found out, or was she just sticking
mm.
it to Brennan, or what's going
Well,
on there?
yeah, yeah. I was thinking, like you just said, maybe she was hoping like it would sort of drive a wedge, obviously, between Brennan and Carly, and maybe that makes Carly safer. But yeah, then like you said, maybe she does want him, to have some distance so he wouldn't find out about Valentine. But it seems to me like at some point he's going to go right to Carly unannounced,
Yeah, right, right,
confront
and
her.
confront her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I don't
I
know.
do we know Joss's feelings about Valentine?
Well, she hated him initially, right? And she hated the idea that Carly was, hiding him, and she was throwing around words like treason and stuff. But I think now she's seen that Valentine is useful. So I mean, I still don't think she would like
Yeah,
the idea that her mom has feelings for him, which Lucas pretty much, spelled out for her.
yeah.
But
Hmm.
I think she thinks Valentine is of some use to them, in this whole
I just couldn't even remember. I'm like, it takes me a long time to remember what everybody
it's so
was.
hard to yeah, it's so hard to know what each of these people know and
Yeah,
who they're gunning for, be
yeah, yeah,
because, like, Joss, on the one hand, she's all about Cesar Faison and Anna, you know?
yeah, right.
And then Cullum, and I don't know if Joss has talked about Sidwell very much, has she? Not
I
really.
don't think so.
Not as much as some other people, like Lucas is all about Sidwell, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and that kind of brings me to another storyline that I'm hating. Like this.
Lucy and Ava and
Yeah, and Sidwell, the little triangle that do
yeah.
we? I mean, I guess it's mildly fun when Lucy and Ava are sparring, but only mildly, and they've already done it so many times. Like, why
Yeah,
don't we? It
yeah,
feels
it's
very recycled.
yeah, right, there's nothing fresh that they're gonna bring to that little dynamic there, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not fresh as the morning dew, for
It's
sure.
not, and they're both sort of better than that, I mean, they need better lines, they just seems like
Yeah,
beneath them, it's a waste of those characters, I think.
and
Uh,
that reminds me, while
mm,
they were there, we had another
mhm.
character that I'm not enjoying,
Ethan, yeah.
Ethan lurking and
Yeah,
skulking for
yeah,
Sonny.
mhm.
Um, and it's like, oh, that was the big job to skulk around the restaurant and like,
Mhm.
and it was like Sunny, like it was like, oh, you did that job for me, and so here's another job, and and it
Yeah,
was like, that's the job. Like I could have done that.
I
Like
know. I know.
doesn't take any special Spidey skills or anything to.
No, I'm not even sure he's very good at it, you know? It seems like other people could get more information, like, they could hear what they're talking about, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So he's just kind of being a lurker, which is
Yeah,
creepy.
yeah.
And so I'm totally with Rick on the like. And
Mhm,
why did Sonny? So Rick comes up with the idea of offering him money,
mhm.
just to see it, because he's pointed out that so
Mhm.
far it
Yeah,
looks like money is what motivates him, and he
right.
says 50,000, and then Sonny drops it to, didn't he drop it to 30? And it's like I'm kind of like, yeah, I might pass up 30 too.
I
Like I'm
I
worth
know.
more than that.
Yeah, I know 50 sounded kinda small potatoes,
50 didn't, yeah, it's like, how much can you do with 50 these days? Not much.
not much, no.
And
Yeah,
so 30 is mere pittance. And so I
yeah,
thought that was weird that they,
mhm,
I
mhm.
thought, did he mess up the line, or is that some angle he's working?
Maybe. Yeah, it's possible he messed up the line, but yeah, that's all of these little scenarios, it just feels like we're just gonna wait for this to go south, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I liked what when, you know, the whole like nostalgic thing about Luke, and Sonny's going
Mhm,
on about no son of Luke, and I loved how
mhm.
Rick
Yeah,
points
Holly.
out, what about a son of Holly? It's like, oh
Right,
yeah,
right, yeah,
good,
exactly.
excellent point, Rick.
Mhm, mhm, right, yeah. Because I don't think Sonny knows Ethan nearly as well as, like, he knew Lucky, like, Lucky,
Right, yeah.
you could say that,
Lucky like grew up in front of him, and
yeah, yeah, but
Ethan
Ethan,
came on the scene quite late.
mhm, mhm, yeah, right,
So I don't know. Maybe we were supposed to enjoy Ethan more than we are.
but we don't trust him.
And I'm just kind of not enjoying him. I don't
No,
know.
me neither, he's too smarmy, you know?
Yeah, yeah. He's got that lip thing that he does.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. He's gonna have to like help somebody out that we care about in order for us to like him a little bit, I think.
Yeah, and I know they did tell us about his history with Christina because we didn't
Yeah.
remember it.
We didn't
And
remember
so
it, so it doesn't really count.
yeah, so much doesn't count.
Yeah.
Um, but so maybe they could have something. I mean, yeah, maybe we could see him put himself out there for somebody again, and we'd feel a
Yeah,
little
yeah, uh-huh.
better about him. But yeah, so far I'm just like, what are you up to? Um,
Right, right. I don't I want Sonny to be able to focus on Sidwell. And I mean, Rick or Sonny mentioned that maybe he could be working with Sidwell. Like when Rick was saying, maybe he's working with one of your enemies, and Sonny said like
yeah,
Sidwell.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So, I all of these things probably have crossed Sonny's mind. We just have to hope that he doesn't forget.
Yeah, I just feel like he's being quite pig-headed. It's like,
Yeah.
why do you hire counsel and then ignore them?
Yeah, yeah, but maybe he is doing like he said, just keeping him close so he can figure out what he's up to.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Uh, let's hope. Um, so yeah, and so then we had also when Lucy was talking to Sidwell about that shipment of zincite, and how it was like much bigger than a usual shipment. Uh,
Yeah, okay.
I mean that wasn't that interesting, but I think she's sort of nosing around, and so he must be hiding something, right, in these shipments that are legit. He's using them to cover up.
To move stuff. Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't sound like he was
yeah.
ready to let go of
No. So,
got a
I don't
stranglehold on deception, I think. Um,
right, right, yeah. There was something else, something that Rick and Sonny were talking the whole Lucy thing, like, when Sonny was saying that Lucy was trying to take down Sidwell, and he said that in front of Ethan, I thought, "Oh, geez, I don't know if that's a good idea."
yeah, like that was stupid, wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't notice at the
Unless
time,
that
but
was
yeah.
deliberate, I don't
Hmm.
know, but, yeah, it seems like maybe he's trying to like force the issue and thinks like maybe Ethan would tell Sidwell something, and then they would know what he's up to. I don't know.
That maybe giving Sonny more credit than you should, but
Yeah,
you know.
could be, yeah.
Another thing I didn't quite get, and maybe you can help, because I just kind of my brain just sort of throws up its hands at certain points because
Yeah, mine
I don't
too.
know what's
Mine
going on
too.
here,
Yeah.
and I'd start looking at outfits and light fixtures.
Yep, yep. I get
So
it.
Nina and Brennan had interaction
Yes, where
where
he
he
was
was
very
like,
pleasant.
yeah, and he was just like, don't worry about anything. Like, so
Mhm,
what's
mhm.
that about? What's going on there? Enlighten me. Do you know? Do you have an idea?
Well, I think it was kinda like, the way Willow decided to be nice to Michael, realizing that, if she went too far, that it would backfire, and I think Brennan like Nina kinda pointed out, "Oh, you realize that if Carly knows, what you did, to Michael, she would
He
leave
just
you."
kind of came to that realization. All right.
Yeah, that was a little silly. I mean, that's when he seemed kind of pathetic, like he's letting everybody in town control him.
I liked when he was sitting in his hotel room and flashing back to the times when Carly,
Oh my god,
lied to
yeah.
him.
So
Yeah.
glaring, like the 2
Yeah.
glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not a good spy at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Um,
I don't know. I feel like I like where they're moving him with this, like
mhm.
moving away from the idea of like, oh, Brennan the player that can have,
Right. He's
all these
clearly,
women,
yeah.
more like Brennan the duped, not so bright
Mhm.
um
Mhm.
guy that was just in love with Carly and blind to all her,
Yeah. Yeah.
flaws, and
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
because that kind of makes more sense. And now I can see him being like just burning with rage and after her and after, like
Mhm.
that would
Mhm.
make sense. Like that
You
he
think
would.
he'll be angry, you think, and not just wounded?
He might start wounded, but I can see him holding a grudge after,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
like just being like
Mhm.
making that his cause in life to
Right, right, yeah.
maybe not undo her, but find out who the guy is and
He's gonna
undo the
be he's gonna
guy.
be obsessed with figuring out who the guy is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
I
can
wish
see that happening, don't you think? Kind of.
yeah, I mean, I wish Lucas had mentioned to Carly that he might have let it slip to Joss, what,
Yeah, I know that would have been good, huh? Yeah, but
yeah, or
they
is
do. That little family is very gossipy with each other now.
they
This
are.
Lucas and this Carly, and yeah.
Yeah. Would Joss tell Carly that she threw this in Jack's face or not?
I don't know. I mean, they're sort of not, you know,
Not on the same page, are they?
not good with each other right now. Yeah.
Not really. I mean, yeah, I guess Joss is sort of working like with Valentine almost like separate from Carly.
Yeah. I like
Um,
that Joss went blonde again also. That's neither here nor
oh,
there,
that's
but
right. That's right.
she
Yeah.
went quite dark with her hair and then went back to the
Mhm.
blonde. I like the blonde.
Yeah. And maybe is this supposed to be part of like this ditzy college girl role that she thinks is more blonde than
Maybe, but like I resent that.
I'm just gonna leave that there.
Oh,
That's right,
and
that's right,
on a
you're a
side,
blonde, aren't you?
yeah, on a side note about how idiotic I am, I tried out a couple of my bad jokes tonight while we were
Oh,
playing,
no. Oh,
and they
no.
just landed like rocks at the bottom of a
Yeah,
pool or something.
yeah.
The spam one, like
Uh-huh.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
There was like maybe a little bit of a groan from a few people, but
I guess, yeah, should I have tried harder to persuade you not to use those jokes?
uh, I don't know. You could send me some material that you think might be better. You're
I thi
funny. You're funnier
No,
than me. I
no,
need.
no, you're funnier than me. I was thinking, well, one
No,
of my
you're funnier than me. No, you.
oh god. You know that, there's that comedian on Instagram, Gianmarco Ceresi? He's this cute young Italian guy. He
Do I
does
know him? Have I seen
I
stuff?
I feel like I've probably sent you one of his
Oh,
little
I don't look
clips,
at what you
but
send me,
I
but
don't look at it when anybody looks at yeah, either, so, you probably never saw it, but anyway, he's
that's where we
really
are in this friendship.
yeah. Like, "Oh, she sent me something else, that bitch." But he's really good at working a room, like he'll talk to the crowd and like turn it into something really funny. So maybe watch one of his clips and get some ideas.
All right. I feel like I need actual canned material that's just at the ready, I can't do it organically. I don't have any sort of
No.
charm that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
do.
More like Jiminy Glick.
Anyway.
Okay. Back to Port Charles.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Joss, Brennan. Yeah, I
Mhm.
see Brennan being yeah, obsessed and possessed by this being dumped by Carly, and not just dumped but duped.
Right. Dumped, duped, betrayed. Yeah. Yeah, it would be one thing if she just left him
Right.
and then he could say, "Oh, it's because she never forgave me for like, the
Yeah.
whole,
But
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 yeah.
yeah, but having an affair
Mhm.
while with
Mhm.
him is,
Yeah,
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 that
that
would
would
be
make
hard to
anybody.
swallow.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, and then having her daughter throw it in his face, that's another sort of
Yeah.
added insult to injury, yeah, and then he
I thought
goes
I
and
thought Joss was magnificent in that moment. Isn't it funny?
I just thought that was so mean, and I thought
I was like, "You go, baby Valkyrie. You go."
well, I also thought, yeah, she can't think that this is gonna help Carly in any way, so it just seemed like it was dangerous, very dangerous to throw
Well,
that
that's what had me thinking about it, and I thought, well,
Yeah,
maybe it's to to break them up so that he's not there so that,
yeah,
Valentin can
yeah,
discover, but maybe
yeah.
that's a reach, I don't know.
No,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that seems possible, but, yeah, I do think he's gonna be sniffing around Carly for a while until he figures out, like, everything that went wrong, and that's gonna put put Valentine in a
Yeah, Valentin lived
precarious
out in the
position.
shrubbery a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. You should just have an outfit that's shrubbery, with, like, a
Oh, yeah,
wood
yeah,
guard
yeah.
hidden inside it, yeah, so
Isn't there some, like, creature that or something when people dress like that? Doesn't that have a name, like, when you dress like greenery or something, or
I don't
no,
know.
honestly, like, there's, like, a
Oh, no.
creature,
Oh.
but you go ahead, talk amongst
Oh,
yourselves.
no. We've
No,
lost
there
her
really
now,
is, there is
everybody.
no,
How
there
are
is
you
a thing, there's, like, a
you're gonna Google it now, aren't you?
yeah, yeah, but I'm not sure how to phrase it.
Is there a name for people who dress up as shrubbery?
Like,
Is that
yeah,
what you
yeah, yeah, I'll try that. What else you got on our plot?
Alright, well, we had Jack going to visit Sunny, which I thought was cute.
Yeah,
Um,
that was that. Look what popped up first. Is there a name for people who only eat chicken?
only eat chicken?
Yeah,
Wow, weirdos.
I won't click on it. I want
Okay.
to, but I won't.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I liked Sonny in that moment. I liked how his
Yeah,
lines. I
yeah,
liked his
uh-huh.
delivery.
Yep,
I thought that
yep.
was great. Yeah, I liked it. He
Yeah.
was like, "Well, there's been a lot of picking up and dropping off, and like, no idea." you know.
You sound like somebody who's jealous.
Yeah, yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, poor Jack. He can't catch a break. I was thinking would be a nice match. Maybe Jack and Nina would make a nice couple.
Um, I kind of did wonder if that was a little, chemistry test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Mhm.
Well, this got me some answers, but this is not what I was thinking of. There are people who dress as shrubbery, and they were commonly referred to as living topiary or strolling shrubbery. Uh,
I don't know. I don't know. If you anybody like looks at your search history, you're in
I
trouble.
know
Yeah.
there's so much weird shit. Um, Oh, there's like a specific, you would probably like this, is something called the human shrub, a specific, well-known, and anonymous environmental protester in the UK who wears a plant-like
Oh.
costume to highlight green spaces.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah.
Yeah, this was not what I was thinking about. I'll work on it on my own time. Don't
Okay.
worry. But yeah,
Thanks.
when my husband goes to look something up, he'd be like, "What the hell?" We're on the same Google stuff, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's like, "Why
yeah.
can't you just look up wieners like any other normal woman?" By the way, don't look at the
Uh,
gosh, Gia, we've hit 1 hour and 10 minutes, and there's been
oh,
like
okay. Well, let's shut up then. Jesus, we're sorry about that. Okay.
yeah, there was like maybe 10 minutes of content here.
Okay, but yeah, but a lot of good stuff nonetheless.
A lot of good stuff, a lot of bad
I
stuff, a lot
stand
of just
I
stuff.
stand by the performance we gave. Yeah. If you like this sort of thing, this is
Yeah.
good. Good stuff.
So who's your favorite character for these 3 days?
Um, did we see any Ezra? We didn't, did we?
No, we had no Ezra for 3
I
whole
would say I would have
days.
said Ezra. I'm gonna say Laura because I liked
Yeah,
how she tried
yeah,
to bring Curtis back to Earth. And
yeah, that was a heroic effort
yeah,
there.
how about you? Who you gonna say?
Yeah, I would say Laura. I liked Valentine. But yeah, I do think he and Carly, they don't know it, but they need to be a lot more careful. They should like
Yeah,
having Michael and Lucas pop in. That should be enough of a prompt
little
for
bit of
them,
a yeah, but
you know.
no, they're playing
Yeah.
fast and loose, aren't they?
They really are. Yeah, I don't like their chances now that Jack's
Yeah,
going to be on the warpath.
yeah. Okay, well, let's keep watching. We'll talk again in a few days.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you
I'm
everybody.
gonna
And we're
send you a bunch
sorry.
of shit now. Okay.
Oh, come on.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.